In a small village called Umudike, there lived a young boy named John. He was 21 years old. John was strong, smart, and full of dreams. But there was one big problem: John did not always listen to his parents. His father was a retired teacher. His mother prayed every day and wanted the best for him. They told John to come home early, to stay away from the forest, and to be careful about girls. But John never liked rules. He wanted to do things his own way. One evening, John was walking near the big forest called Ojoku Forest. Everyone in the village said the forest was dangerous, especially at night. But John didn't believe in all that. As he walked, he saw something strange. A girl, she was standing alone under the moonlight. She wore a long white dress. Her hair was long and shiny. Her skin was smooth like palm oil, and her eyes sparkled like the stars. John's heart started to beat fast. He had never seen anyone so beautiful. "Hi," he said. "What are you doing here?" The girl smiled softly. "I like the moon," she said. "What is your name?" John asked. "My name is Amara." From that day, John went to the forest every evening just to see her. They would sit and talk for hours. They laughed, they shared stories, and sometimes, they just sat quietly looking at the stars. John didn't tell anyone about Amara. She told him not to. "People will not understand," she said, and she was right. John's parents started to worry. He didn't come home on time anymore. He stopped helping with farm work. He shouted when they talked to him. "John, where are you always going?" his mother asked. "Mind your business." John shouted and walked away. The elders said John was now stubborn. They said he didn't have home training. But John didn't care. All he wanted was Amara, but Amara had a big secret: she was not like other girls. She never came into the village. She never ate food. She never let John touch her hand. John thought it was just because she was shy. But he was wrong. Amara was a ghost. She died many years ago in that same forest. A boy had tricked her, left her, and she died of a broken heart. Her spirit never left. She was stuck between the world of the living and the world of the dead. When she first saw John, she wanted to stay away. But she couldn't. She was falling in love again. Now, her heart was full of pain and love. She wanted to tell John the truth, but she was scared he would run away. She whispered to herself, "If I tell him, he will leave. But if I don't, I'm lying to him." And John, who had fallen deeply in love, was planning to take her home. "Amara," he said one night, "I want you to meet my family. I want to marry you." Amara looked at him with tears in her eyes. "But John," she said. Before she could finish, the wind blew. A strange coldness filled the air. John was about to find out the truth, but not today. John wanted to ask Amara some questions, but at the second thought he decided to swallow the questions. John could not stop thinking about her. Every night, no matter how tired he was, he found himself walking through the narrow bush path, straight to the old tree in the forest. That was their meeting place. His heart beat faster with every step. And there she was. Amara. She stood under the tree, her long dress dancing with the wind. Her smile was soft and warm, the kind that could calm a storm. "You came again," she said, her voice gentle like morning breeze. "Of course," John replied, smiling back. "If I don't see you, my heart won't rest." Amara laughed. "You always say sweet things." They sat close together, side by side, under the tree. The stars above blinked like tiny eyes watching them. John reached out his hand to hold hers. But Amara pulled her hand back quickly but kindly. "Why do you always do that?" John asked, his voice low. "Don't you like me?" "I do," she said. "But not everything can be touched." John looked at her, confused. "I don't understand." "You will. One day," Amara whispered. They sat quietly for a while. The only sound was the wind and crickets. Then John turned to her and said, "Do you believe in love at first sight?" Amara smiled. "I never used to. But now, I think I do." John kept silent for a moment as he don't know what else to say. He looked straight to Amara's eyes and nodded while Amara kept silent. She is truly falling in love with John, but she don't know how to express it. As John stood up to leave, "Amara, I'm going home now," and as he is walking back home, 3 boys from the village came out from behind the trees. Boys who didn't like him much. "So, you're the one falling in love with air," one said, laughing. "Or maybe a ghost," another added. John stopped, shocked. "What are you talking about? We followed you. You sit alone, talking to yourself like a madman," they shouted. They moved closer to beat him. But suddenly, whoosh! A strong wind blew through the forest. The trees shook, branches cracked, and the boys screamed in fear. One of them fell down. Another ran straight into a bush. "What is this?" they shouted as they ran away. John looked around. No one was there. But he could feel her. Then he heard her soft whisper on the wind, "Go home, John. You're safe now." He didn't know how, but somehow, Amara had saved him. That night, John had a dream. In the dream, he saw a little boy crying inside a small dark room. A woman was shouting. A man was holding something shiny, a knife maybe, and walking away. John woke up sweating. The next day, he met Amara under the tree again. "I had a dream," he told her. "A scary one. I saw a small boy. Locked up. He looked like me." Amara didn't laugh. She looked serious. "That boy was you," she said. John's eyes widened. "What do you mean?" Amara looked into his eyes. "Your family is hiding something, John. Not everything you know is the truth." "My family," he whispered. Amara nodded slowly. "Sometimes, dreams are not just dreams. They are memories trying to return." John didn't understand it all, but her words stayed in his heart. A few days later, they met by the river. John skipped a stone across the water. "See that? 2 skips," he said proudly. Amara picked up a small stone and threw hers too. It didn't skip, it floated for a few seconds before dropping. John stared in shock. "Wait, how did you do that?" Amara giggled. "Maybe the river likes me more." They both laughed, but John was still wondering how did she do that. Later, when he tried to take a photo of her with his phone, the screen turned black. Every time he pointed the camera at her, it just wouldn't work. Something was not normal, but still, he couldn't stop loving her. That night, another dream came. John saw his mother kneeling in front of a small shrine. She was crying. A man in white stood behind her and whispered, "He must never know the truth." John woke up confused and scared. The next time he met Amara, he told her everything. "Amara, my dreams are getting worse. What's going on? Why are these things happening?" Amara looked at him with sad eyes. "John, promise me something," she said. "Anything. When the truth comes, don't hate it. Even if it hurts." John held her hand or tried to. But again, she pulled back. "You're scaring me," he said. "I don't mean to," Amara replied. "I just want to protect you." That evening, they sat under the tree again. The stars were bright. John rested his head on her lap. "I want to sleep here tonight," he said. Amara ran her fingers gently through his hair, then stopped. "If you sleep here," she said softly, "you might never wake up." He looked up at her. "Then let me sleep forever, as long as I'm with you." Amara's eyes filled with tears. She didn't speak. She just looked at him, with a love that was real, and pain that was deep.